there's a lot of ways to bootstrap your companies, but I've got 6 tips that I think work really well and that I've used time and time again, and I encourage you to test them out. First and foremost, and this worked really good for me when I started my first company, find a few customers that can pay the bills for your specialist. So if you're a software company like I started, find a company that can give you a monthly amount, and you can use that to pay your engineer, someone that maybe you couldn't normally afford. So if you can find a few customers to do that, that's going to be a big help to get off the ground. And don't worry about paying yourself, but pay your guys to get the work done so you can focus on your actual business. The other thing that I think is really important, and I encourage people to do, is learn Photoshop. Like, I just, for whatever reason, learned Photoshop really early on, and it's such a useful tool to present ideas, to build things and show samples of your thoughts, and just putting it down on paper, and it's not that complicated, and I love that program, so I highly recommend that. Convincing people to work for back end. So obviously you have stock and stock options and that kind of thing, but when you're very early on, you may not have all that yet. So give them something simple, like if they do this and they stay on, then you'll give them a percentage of the sales that you get. So at the beginning, it's all about building your product, and so you don't really need to make a lot of money. So just give those guys the money that are going to do the work for you that you couldn't normally afford to hire. I also think that having less features is going to allow you to focus on just getting revenue. So it doesn't need every single bell and whistle out the gate, but it needs a few core features that you can generate revenue on, and that is going to create sort of momentum for your business. I'm a huge fan of food and drink in the office. Like, if you have a kitchen with sodas and Red Bulls if you can afford it, food, like, go to Costco, spend the money, people will just stay and work and work and work, and day one, just spend that on and coffee. Coffee is key. The last thing is passion. Like, one of the things that I've been able to accomplish is I get people to do a lot of things they probably didn't think they would do just because I'm super passionate about it, and it's like, it's a drug. So, share your passion with your team and they will bust their butts for you. Those are 6 key tips to bootstrapping, and I'm very passionate about bootstrapping. I think it works really well to keep your overhead low, to get a lot of stuff done quickly, and it creates a heck of a lot more value for your company, because you can actually demonstrate that you can get somewhere off of a small amount of money, and that's hopefully going to create a lot more value when you go to raise money, and if you do, and I encourage you to think about bootstrapping and not just go get a bunch of money to try and do everything at once.